I hope you're still hungry, because your brain is ready to eat. So for today, I made my menu of thoughts for your brain that I called my gourmet menu of thoughts to contribute to change the world. It's, in French cuisine, we like to do very elaborate names and long and intellectual, so that's only the beginning. So why a menu? And with what do you start for a menu? You have to clear your brain, you have to prepare it to start. So what better than an appetizer? I chose a mix of crudité. It's fresh, it's diverse, it's full of vitamins, and it reflects for me the building up of my brain. So when you start, you go around, you meet people, you build your brain, and it starts with the roots, the carrots. Your roots of your brain are your family, the people you meet, the people around you, your teachers. I was born in a family business in Geneva, in a family business. Well, with a family business, I was very lucky. And I learned how to really think in an entrepreneurial way and think creative, and also, most importantly, transmit what you have to the next generation. And that's part of me. It's who I am. Now, you have to build your knowledge. And your knowledge, what is crucial, is the critical mind. It's like a sommelier, his palate. Your brain needs to be able to make its own opinion of all what you get, all the information you get from all around you. Also, you need to learn how to learn. And being able to do a research, that's what I learned at school. There are so much information everywhere. You have to know how to look for it and to learn new things. Now, teamwork. You all know here that you cannot run a TEDx show, for example, if you're alone. So if you want to go far for anything, you'll need a team. And also, you learn a lot from the people in your team. And it's a very important skill to be able to listen and to work together as a team to go anywhere. So your brain is ready. Now, you know who you are, and you will have to make a choice. That's the starter. You sit at the table. I chose spaghetti vongole. Why? Because for me it represents, first, with pasta there is timing. So my brain was ready, I studied hard, I had all my inspirations, I had my dreams, and it was time to jump into something, and I met this entrepreneur by chance, was starting something, and I had a good feeling. I followed my guts. I jumped in. They didn't have any money to pay me. That was an internship. And now, 5 years later, we have an investment fund. We managed 25 million, invested in 30 companies. And this was all a decision of guts. Okay, I like the guy. I will follow him. I will bring all my family into it. And now, after 5 years, we have last year a bank that invested in our fund. So this is really, you never know what you're going to get, and you have to get out of your comfort zone. For example, I went to a birthday party once. I didn't want to go to. It was the girlfriend of one of my best friends, new girlfriend. Oh no, I prefer to stay at home. And I go there, and what happens? I meet the love of my life. So, you see, coincidence, and this is how it happens. You have to take risks also. The risk I took is jumping into something that wasn't there already, and then we built around it. Like the pasta, if you eat clams, there's a risk that you could feel bad about it, but it's so good that you have to force yourself. Now potential, pasta is full of energy, it's low sugar, energy ready to be delivered. When you jump into something that you have your guts feeling for, then you have to really realize your potential and give all you have to show that you can learn, to show that you can work as a team, and that you will succeed to stay if you like it. Now, the hardy part. This is where you know who you are, you made your choice already, and what will take most of the time in your life will be what you do every day, and it takes something more than just a job. For me, you need a meaning, and it's like a main course without sauce. Without a meaning, your job is dry. And for me, the meaning was there are so many things you can do to improve the planet, the pressure on natural resources, the people that live in poverty. And one of those things is your investment. And what we want to do, our meaning, is to give a human face to investment. So for that, we have a team. You can't do it alone. So we have the kitchen that is in Colombia. It's the team that looks for companies and assesses them. We have the support in Italy, my colleagues who get the contract, order the transaction, look at the financial reports, check them. And we have the waiters, myself in Geneva, that make sure that the clients are happy in the restaurants, the investors, that they have all they want, that they are happy, and that they don't leave too early. And so to give you just a concrete example, I selected 2 projects that I visited last month. I was in Peru. And the first one is a sea scallop exporting company. This company was created by 2 young entrepreneurs in Peru that were passionate about the sea. That was their vision, that was their dream. And they wanted to work into something related to the sea. They found this product. There's a lot of demand for sea scallop, and it's a natural product. But the problem is, in Peru, the fishermen who live from scallop farming, they rely on natural ecosystems for their seeds, and sometimes illegally for fishing. And they have a very difficult life with irregular income. They can have nothing for a long time, and then it's a party, and they can spend it all in just one weekend. So how could they work with those fishermen? And for that, they went into the place of origin of the scallops, into a desert, and set up their own hatchery to really give birth to those scallops. And instead of taking out life from the sea, they were giving seeds to farmers, to fishermen, and working together. So they pay them as employees. They have social benefits. They don't know what it was, so you have to explain them. You have to show them. You go with your family to the hospital, they won't pay. How can that be? So one goes, and then it happens, no? So he tells his friend. And so they work together with those fishermen, and they share the revenue of the production that is better because they follow all the advice of this company. Now the other, it's also a company, it's a cooperative in Peru that is a model for having diversified its sales from export of coffee to other products. And one of these products is unrefined raw cane sugar, panela in Spanish. And this interesting thing with this product is that the farmer sells an almost finished product. It's not a raw material like green coffee. The farmer has its own unit that was supported to be built by the cooperative to cook, to filter his sugar, and instead of selling it to the market, the local market of low quality, he has a better quality and he can export it. And this company has a packaging plant that you see on the picture. And what we will support them for is to build a bigger plant that is automatized, so you don't have to have 28 people like you see on the picture working all day and night, but you can have a modernized plant, saving money to pay better off the producers. the dessert. So you don't really have to have a dessert. You won't starve if you don't have it. But I like to have often a dessert. And the dessert for me was this network I found. I discovered that there is a network of next geners also from family business that want to do something different, that are in philanthropy, that are in impact investing also. And I went to a conference where I met really people like me, and we decided, why not do a network here in Switzerland? So with 3 of them, we did a network here in Switzerland. We organized already events focusing as the next generation that is concerned about the state of the world and putting them together with great speakers and to reflect and to do stuff together. So that is the cherry on the cake for me, and I really enjoy it. Now, there's a little surprise before the end, the antidote. During your meal, it's always good. In different cultures, you have, for example, the Japanese, they eat ginger, some drink green tea. Here in Switzerland, when you eat cheese fondue, you eat pickles. Why? Because it cleans your mouth and you can eat more cheese. So what's my antidote? For me, it's a creative activity. It's theater. And I do theater as a dilettante. I go after work once a week. And it really helps me to clean all my brain from all my worries, all my stress. And I can be someone else, because you always have to be the same person. But here, when you do theater, you can be anyone. So that's my antidote. And now my question is, what will you order? And what will be your menu? Thank you very much.